Hello and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, all those who watch the Energy Freedom on Energy Club pages in the Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. And if you're not watching, then you can see the recording on the Energy Club site and also on the Energy Club channel in the YouTube. We are gathered today to discuss an extremely urgent topic of Russia-EU energy war, how Gazprom is blackmailing the European Union with gas in order to launch Nord Stream 2. Taking into account the extreme importance of the topic, we do not set time limits for interventions of our guests. And we also accept questions from the audience. You may pose them in the comments windows under the windows where you watch the stream. And we have here very important and highly specialized experts. So I invite first to speak Inna Antipova. She is General Director of NG Energy Management, Ukraine.
Hello, first, glad to be here and thank you for inviting. And of course, it is sad that we need to discuss such urgent and worrying topics, but it's good to be here in this good company. First, probably I would like to mention a little bit about the reasons why we are talking about the war itself. And as you may already know, you may have definitely read in the news what Gazprom did within the last few days. Gazprom cut seriously and quite significantly the gas supply in Nord Stream. And currently, the gas supply is about 40% of the total capacity of Nord Stream 1. And it is the reason for that, as they claim it to be, is the fact that there some technical equipment has not been returned by Siemens, by the company, from its regular technical maintenance, and due to this reason, they cannot actually supply the relevant volumes via Nord Stream. This is, so to say, a very formal reason. And Siemens in return explains that they are not able to return the technical equipment because of the sanctions, because the technical equipment is in Canada, and this is the reason why they cannot return it to Gazprom. And but they do not comment if it is their actual reason for gas supply cut that actually the EU is experiencing right now. In turn, Gazprom top managers explain that Nord Stream 2 is ready, and actually once EU wants Gazprom to supply through Nord Stream 2, they're ready to do so. So based on all these announcements and based on all these words, we can conclude that the actions of Gazprom, they of course may be caused by some technical problems, but what is likely is that Gazprom in this way is trying to demonstrate that they may cut gas supply at any time, and EU understands this signal and the EU reacts to these signals. First, the companies, the countries that have already actually suffered from this gas cut are Germany and Italy and France. And I would like to remind that those companies previously have already accepted Gazprom's requirement to pay in rubles, so they did their best to comply with that, and they found a solution for payment in rubles, not to be cut from the gas supply. But in response, Gazprom did this trick with the Nord Stream, so to say. And in response, some European countries have already activated gas crisis alert level. So, for example, Netherlands activated level 1 yesterday, and this allowed them to claim that they will still produce from Groningen gas field, the one that has previously been suspended. But now they decided that indeed in these circumstances, they should allow gas production from this field. The reason for suspension of this field was the seismic danger. There were some earthquakes, so to say, and there were some ecological reasons not to produce from this field. But now, given the situation, given the seriousness of the situation, the Dutch government actually accepted the fact that they have to continue with the production. Other companies already activated the first level of gas crisis alert. They are Germany, Austria, Italy, and I think Latvia. The expectation is that Germany and Austria may also activate the second level, and this will be getting more and more serious. And depending on the depending on the level of alert activated by the companies, the more by the countries, the more and the more actions could be done from the government side. The biggest problem for now in EU is that summer is period for fulfilling the stocks for the winter, and this is actually the main target of all the countries for now, to get this gas storages full to be prepared for the winter, as everybody expects that the winter will be quite difficult, and the market will be quite tight, and it will be difficult to find some additional sources of gas. So this is the main target. And given the situation, the fact that Gazprom right now cuts gas supply under Nord Stream means that indeed they are not behaving in the good phase, so to say, and that is a clear warning for EU. And I know that there have already been today some announcements to get ready, for the European governments to get ready and to develop some action plans for the situation if Gazprom indeed cuts all the supplies to EU within the next few months. And that's this is the reality that we are facing, that the European Union is facing right now, and this will indeed require some urgent steps and some urgent measures.
How probable you personally consider this plan, and can Russia afford stopping all gas supplies, or is it just a scarecrow to intimidate the EU?
From purely commercial point of view, and to the best of my knowledge from technical point of view also, it is not in Russia's interests, in Gazprom's interest, to cut gas supply to EU. So that's why the obvious answer to your question is that they are bluffing, and this is only to make EU scared indeed, and to put more problems into European common position, to make sure that some countries that are more dependent on Russian gas will be claiming that we need to comply with what Gazprom requires, and then so on and so forth. Knowing how tight are connections between commercial interests and political interests of the Russian government, it is really difficult to make some, I don't know, prognosis or evaluations of their position, because we definitely understand that Gazprom is not governed by the commercial interests, but by the political interests of the Russian government, and what is there, it's difficult to predict. Of course, from technical perspective, I'm not a technical person at all, but from what I read, it is completely impossible just to cut gas supply to EU without big technical damage to the gas infrastructure of Russia, to the gas production fields, and so on. Again, knowing the Russian steps within the last few months, it is difficult to predict. And I would also like to mention that, for example, Gazprom, and it is not a secret, Gazprom, for example, since 2021, since mid of 2021, if I'm not mistaken, they also do not trade, for example, gas on spot markets, and they do not deliver. They didn't deliver above the levels that were legally required under long-term contracts, and it is also not a commercial behavior of a good faith partner, of a friendly partner of EU, and so I would say that it is kind of policy of the Russian Gazprom, of the Russian government, to demonstrate to European Union the level of their dependency on the Russian gas, and to make sure that they will be more oriented, so to say, to political negotiations.
Thank you very much, Ms. Antipova, for being so honest and open to different options of how the events are going to develop. Please stay with us because there may be additional questions. And now I welcome Mr. Predrag Gruzicic, who has just joined us, and he is the head of gas unit at the Energy Community Secretariat. Are you with us? I don't see the video. Yes, Predrag is with us. So we are discussing now the Russian-EU gas war and how the Gazprom, according to different evaluations, is trying to blackmail the European Union into launching the Nord Stream 2. What's your take on this? Mr. Gruzicic, we can't hear you. Supposedly there's some technical glitch on the other side.
Hello.
Oh, yes, now we can hear you. Now we can hear you. Have you heard us? Hello? Predrag writes, Mr. Gruzicic writes that he cannot hear us. Can you hear us now? No, not at the moment. Let's try to fix the problem on your side, because, for instance, Ina Antipova heard us very well.
Okay. Okay, now I can hear you. I apologize, Mr. Kulikov. Apologies. I can hear you now.
Very
okay.
good.
I'm so
and
sorry.
we can both hear and see
you.
Okay.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I mixed the time. I thought it's 2 o'clock in Vienna time, but it's 2 o'clock Kyiv time. Apologies. Would you please repeat the question?
Yeah. So the general topic of today's discussion is Russian-EU gas war and how Gazprom is blackmailing the European Union into launching Nord Stream 2, and we have heard already in Antipova. And first of all, do you agree with the definition of blackmail in this situation? And what's your prediction about how the situation is going to evolve?
Thank you, Mr. Kulikov. Yeah, I'm working for the energy community. I think you're aware of. It's not purely the EU it's funded by the EU institutions, of course, but it encompasses actually non-EU member states like the Western Balkan, Ukraine, Moldova, and Georgia. Ukraine being the biggest and the most important contracting party for more than 12 years, and one of the most, until this war started, the most advanced, especially in the gas market reforms. I have to say that always, because Ukraine was really integrated in the EU market, in the gas market, when this aggression, Russian aggression on your country started. So this is the first thing I would like to say. The second thing, being a little bit of a Eurocrat and technocrat, I would say that this is not the blackmail, but this is market manipulation. This is how I would call it, but you can call it any name. You can call it, of course, being Ukrainian, you will be more straightforward. I'm just saying that I can see that what's happening in the recent couple of days. I'm talking now really about the couple of days. I see really very strange behavior, which cannot be described anything else but market manipulation, because we saw that there was downward cut in Nord Stream 1 according to my calculations, more than 60%. Yamal is completely empty. Of course, the Baltic states do not see, except for Latvia, they do not see any import of Russian gas. Latvia is still using this gas to inject into storages.